the button. All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please rise. Say the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Erling.
Here.
Commissioner Weeding.
Here.
Commissioner Walsh.
Here.
Commissioner Wilczek.
Here.
Mayor Hart.
Here.
We have a quorum.
We will now open for public comment. You can come forward to address your comments. Come in the center aisle with the mic. State your name and your address. Comments should be made on subjects pertaining to city business. We have a 3-minute limit. Try and limit it to 3 minutes so everybody gets a chance to say their piece.
Okay, a year ago, last winter.
May I have your name, please?
We have William Bose, 127 North Center Street.
Thank you.
And I heard an explosion. I thought maybe my water line had broke. I don't know what it was. I guess it was that new electric meter thing. Or the neighbor's one. Anyway, so I called, and the administrator was out. He had his vehicle there, and I guess the waterworks guys were there, and it wouldn't turn. The water shut off, the buffalo box, and you couldn't get it to turn. Now, years ago, when Rich Bellato was there, it wouldn't shut it all the way off. And now all of a sudden, I'm being told it shut off, it would shut off, it wouldn't turn. And so I got my less beefy turn off, and I couldn't get it to turn either. And so it's been there, and I've been waiting, and I've been stopping in the city hall, and they go back and talk. There was the clerks go back and talk to somebody, and at least 3-4 times, and never ever happened. And so now it's winter, and I'd like that buffalo box to be able to shut the water off. And for some reason, he misremembers, and he thought it shut it off, but it doesn't. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amy Prudent. I'm here on behalf of Break Time Corner Market. As you all know, Break Time has done an acquisition of 29 Minute Mart locations, the one here in Braidwood included. I'm here tonight to ask if the council would consider opening up an on-premise license for them so that they are able to have video gaming at the location. They have a private room. It's been enclosed for a while. They just never went through with the process. My understanding is there are maybe no on-premise licenses available, and I'm just here to ask if you could amend the ordinance to allow one more for Break Time to have gaming at the new location.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, seeing nobody else, I'm closing public comments at this time. The minutes are in our packets. I need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make a
as read
motion.
or corrected.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Commissioner Erling.
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding.
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh.
Yes.
Commissioner Wilczek.
Yes.
Mayor Hart.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. All right. I am going to request a motion for ordinance 2449, designating meeting dates and times and holiday observances in 2025 for corporate authorities and plan commission for the city of Braidwood. This is just an ordinance that we need to pass to set the dates for the next meetings. There is only going to be one change. It's going to be Thanksgiving.
No, not Thanksgiving, it's the Veterans Day one.
It's the 12th. It'll be a Wednesday. It'll be November 12th, which will be a Wednesday instead of a Tuesday for there. That's the only change in that. So may I have a motion to approve that ordinance?
I'll make a motion to approve that ordinance.
I had a question, Mayor.
Sure.
Does that include the next meeting too? Is that on here? The Christmas meeting?
That was already approved last year,
Last
for
year.
2024. These are for 2025.
All right.
Where we have a second?
Yes,
I
I'll
just need a
second.
thank you.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes,
motion carries.
Tony, would you like to
Yes.
address that?
So, not too, a little while ago, we got an after-hours call out because, he felt that he had a water leak in something in his house. Instead of going and looking or using the valves underneath your crawl space are for shutting off your water. If there's a break outside of the house, we use the Buffalo box to shut it off, or if your valves don't work, we'll do that. We had our guys go out there. The valve doesn't work real great, but so instead of doing that, they went and just looked to see if there was a leak. There was no leak. It was a clicking noise from the water meter. That was all there was to it. So this part doesn't have a whole lot of relevance. What people have to understand is that, our guys are on overtime when they get called out after hours, and there was no need for it. If he would just, he didn't feel he wanted to open up his crawl space to see if there was a leak because he didn't want cold air to get in there. So I don't know what to tell him with that.
So there doesn't need to be a resolution, there isn't anything that.
Yeah, everyone has valves under their house to shut your water off. If you go under there, you find there's a leak, you can't shut your valves off, then you would call the city out and we would shut it off outside. But mainly the outside shut off is if there's a problem with your water service between there and your house, we need to be able to shut it off there. Otherwise, you have, like I said, there should be 2 valves underneath your crawl space that you would do it, even if it's gonna get cold air in there. You would go down there, see if you have a leak. And if you did, then you'd have to try your valves. If your valves work, great. If not, then you would call the city. Cause we have to pay our guys to go out there after hours, and we do have a resolution to charge people if we do it. And we're happy to do it if needed. We just ask that before you call the city guys out, you please do a little investigating on your own.
Does that answer your question?
I can't remember his name, the guy works down at, Ravetti? Is that his name?
Yes.
Okay, what was I going to say about that? I'm pretty sure if you talk to him, but I went down there, cause it says you're not supposed to go in there, and I pulled over and parked and went in, and then in fact, I think he must have disliked that because something after that. The Buffalo box, like I had said, years ago, Rich Polano, when he was much smaller and could get through that window, he, let's see, he said the Buffalo box wouldn't, because it wouldn't shut the water all the way off. And then you had to, on a low spot in your system, you let water drain. And that's another thing you don't wanna have to do in the winter, because then cause I've got an old time shut off thing that's about that long. The new ones are only about this long. And that's where you can shut it off there someplace, if you're under the house, your outside faucet. And, and way back when, I forget what happened, I think something happened, and somehow the rubber on the shut-off thing messed up or something. And I tried to use one of those round grinding stone things, to try and wear that down so I can shut it off. Well, you can shut the water off if the water's already off, it'll stay not dripping. But if the water isn't already off when you try to shut it off on the outside faucet, it'll drip and drip and drip, and you can't let it just keep dripping.
Did you understand what Mr. Altieri said to
I
you?
know what he said. He was sitting in his vehicle on the street, and that's why I'm saying Gravetti, because Gravetti's the one that realized it. He found it, and so then I got a bunch of long things and taped them together so they could be, and I went through the hole in the floor by the hot water heater piping, and to make sure, and nothing was wet. The thing came out dry and everything was okay. But that buffalo box does not even move. So, and that's what they realized at that moment that day. And then when I went out with my little bit smaller one, it wouldn't move. But I figured, well, maybe something fell down or something got in there and left. So it just won't turn. It does not turn. And if he thinks he can turn it, I'd like to see him come and
The point is, Mayor, that whenever anyone feels they have a water issue in their house, they should do a little investigating before they call people out. He can shut the water off at his water box in the crawl space. He chose not to. Our guys do above and beyond their job. They went in there to look to see if there was a water leak.
Bullshit.
There was no water leak.
I'm
They
gonna
told
see
them there
that
was
thing
no water
turn.
leak.
It does
That
not
was
turn.
the end of that call out.
Thank you, thank you. Do you have anything else, Mr. Altieri?
No, Mayor, that's all I have to say.
That house is over 100 years old because a relative said that it was moved from over by someplace by South Wilmington, and there's two houses put together.
Sarah, do you have anything for us?
Yes. So the garbage company, they'll also be mailing out flyers.
All right.
For the 2025 calendar year for their pickup schedule. So look for these, they should be coming out. We do have some in City Hall. I was gonna put some out on the table and I forgot to grab them. So if anybody needs them, I do have some in the office in there. And also, for whatever reason, if your garbage, recycle, or yard waste is ever missed, we have a link on our website at brigid.us. And you can fill out a form and they will receive your information directly, and then we'll look into the issue and schedule your recovery pickup as well. Go right to the link and fill it all out. Also, per our contract, as of January 1st, 2025, the garbage rates will change. The new rate is $24.04, and there is a $6 surcharge that is added for our city ordinance that was passed back in 2016. So starting the January billing, the charges you'll see on your bill will be $30.04, or the senior rate will be $29.04. No change on your bills. And that's all I have.
Did they get you a chair so you can sit at the table?
I'm running late today, so that's.
Oh. Sean, do you have anything for us?
I do not.
Okay.
Just Mayor, just one thing, just so people understand that, your garbage rate is actually only going up 92 cents per month.
City Attorney, do you have any? Hi, we have two.
Yay.
Okay, sure. All right, we'll start with the reports from the commissioners, accounts and finances. Ms. Irving?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to start out by letting everyone know that the SSA loan for Durazio Ford, we've been making it monthly since the agreement was signed. They have went ahead and paid in advance $350,000 80,000 and some change, yeah. Which pays them to January 2025. So with that note, I'd like to make a motion to approve the bills, which includes approximately 48,000 for our garbage, 13,000 on the EPA loan, 53 for equipment, about 17 for the local 150, and 46 in engineering. So I'd like to make a motion to approve payment of the bills in $232,724.29. I said that wrong. $232,724.29.
I'll second.
Thank you.
If I could use part of that, Mayor, part of that is for some of the engineering for when we assisted the school to do their water relocation, so we'll be getting reimbursed with that from them. That's approximately a little over $30,000.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes,
motion carries.
Secondly, I'd like to make a motion to approve the payroll in the amount of $97,272.05.
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
yes,
motion carries.
And lastly, I would like to make an motion to approve ordinance 24-5. And this is for the levy and assessment of taxes for the city of Braidwood, Will County, Illinois, for the fiscal year ending or beginning May 1st, 2024 and ending April 30th, 2025.
That is 24-50, right?
24-50, did I
Yep.
say that?
You said 5.
My apologies.
That's okay.
And it's my,
Long week on this Tuesday.
and it's my understanding this levy is actually from the county to get back to the city.
Correct, to get reimbursed for our taxes.
Yep.
Or to get our portion of our taxes.
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
yes,
motion carries.
That is all I have, Mayor.
thank you. Well, now go down to streets and improvements.
Yes, Mayor. I just wanted to mention, we finished up on North English Street and South Division Street. They were repaved. North English Street was widened a bit, so it cost a little bit more. And also, I think on both of them, we removed some shoulder gravel. Some of the residents who were worried about plows coming through in the wintertime and throwing stone into their yards. So our crew did some work there, and the bid price for that was a little over $283,000, and we expect the final bill will be $25,000 to $30,000 less than that. So it looks like it's going to come. Some work didn't need to be done that we thought might have had to be done there. So that's some good news there. And also, I just wanted to clarify, in the paper, there was an article about the work our guys do at filling ditches for the residents in the front of their house or along the side if they're on a corner. Excuse me. The agreement is the resident pays for the pipe and the material, the cost of the material. That could range depending on how long the ditch is. If there's a culvert that has to be put in under a driveway, that cost can go anywhere from $400 to a couple $1,000. So our crew does the labor, covers it with gravel and dirt, smooths it out. If they have to put in some tile in there to run to a drain sewer, then they do that. So the labor is covered by the city, and the cost of the material is covered by the resident. So it was in the paper, but the whole story, we didn't to have the whole story in there. Some folks came in here and were calling City Hall for free ditch filling. I guess years ago we did that, but we don't do that anymore. We really can't afford to fill everybody's ditch with pipe in town, but the guys have been keeping busy the past couple of years, and I think it's a great program, so we're gonna continue doing that. And that's it, Mayor.
That's it. Public buildings and property, Warren?
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to approve the ordinance 24-51 waiving competitive bidding, approving the purchase of a 2025 Chevy 2500 Silverado from Arnie Bauer Chevy GMC in the amount not to exceed $53,268.28 for use by the City of Braidwood Water Department. We did our homework. We looked around. These vehicles, they get sold as quick as they come. It's very comparable pricing to everything else that we've checked. Actually, we got it for approximately $1,000 less than what many of them were going for. So I'd like to make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
motion carries.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Public health and safety, Ron?
Thank you, Mayor. All right, I have a few things as usual. First thing is the Braidwood Police Department press release. The total number of calls for service was this is for the period of November 26th through December 10th, yesterday or today. Total number of calls for service was 222. Case reports was 18. Total subjects arrested were 6. Total arrest charges were 9. Total number of traffic stops, 82. Citations, 21. Written warnings, 48. Semi-truck violations, 3. And total number of P-tickets, 6. Next, I'd like to talk about the Braidwood ESDA, the Emergency Service Disaster Agency. For the month of November, they had a total of 26 man-hours for the month, which is a total yearly man-hours of 560. And that's again from the fiscal year, so starting May 1st. The 26 hours, 20 hours of that was for the police department non-emergency requested assistance. Some of the activities were on November 1st, helping with the Run for Heroes escort. On November 2nd, assisting the Public Works at 1000 block of North Division Street for traffic control for a water line break. On November 15th, they assisted the street department for traffic control for lighted street decoration setup. On November 30th, they assisted to Public Works for Hickory Street, Main Street traffic control for a water main break. Other activities included attended the Will County Emergency Service Mutual Aid Association meeting. They participated in the NWS Winter Weather Outlook and Preparation webinar, and they coordinated with Illinois DNR for placement of lake weather hazard information signage at Braidwood Lake North and South boat ramps. In addition, the information about the Everbridge notification system use is that they had one use on 11/21, which was the end of the season yard waste collection notification. And I have a few comments. I hope everyone enjoyed the tree lighting parade and hot dogs, etc. with Santa at the firehouse last weekend. It was the first time I wasn't able to make it due to attending my granddaughter's play, which she hopes to be a star someday and is a very good actress. I hope everybody had a good time. I want to wish everyone a good time with family and friends this holiday season. Enjoy, but also be responsible. Don't drink and drive or do anything else that might hurt yourself or others. Happy holidays to all. Next, I want to mention the best ways to be concerned citizens of Braidwood. If you want to take an interest in your city and its government, I invite you to do so, and I believe the whole council does as well. We on the council have continued to express our openness and willingness to hear everyone's views and be as open as we can to all residents. I want to give you an example of how to be concerned and act in an appropriate and consecutive manner. One example is Mr. Cholik attends the council meetings on a regular basis. He has good project management background and experience. He is good at budgets and expenses. He reviews our budget and expenses regularly. He asks questions and makes recommendations to the council members regarding the things he sees. His wife Sue volunteers for things to help Braidwood. She has volunteered and participated in Braidwood Beautification Group to help make our city look better. Another example is 3 adult members of one family working with the food pantry. Thanks to Jim Sr., his wife Diane, and Jim Jr. Burns, plus all who volunteer to work with the food pantry to help others. I would like to thank all Braidwood citizens who have worked on the beautification project and all others who have volunteered and contributed to help our city be a better place to live. These are examples of how residents could act and participate, ensuring our council is working well for you and we have a better city. Thanks to all concerned citizens who choose to work with the council to ensure the good for all residents and ensuring all of the residents of Braidwood are being well governed. Thank you. That's all, Mayor.
Planning and zoning, George, I see you back there. Wayne couldn't hide you.
Well, we got a couple issues today. The first one, I'm gonna give you a little diagram on it. If I can get it apart here.
Thank you, George.
Thank you, George.
Thank you.
We've had, this is a PIN number 0224073070010000. That entire PIN number is very large, about 860 feet by 627. We've had several hearings on this property the last 6 months. It's an empty property on the south side of Main Street, east of Hickory. This PIN number was bought by Ultimate Rides in July for possible future growth. At that time, it was changed from residential R1 to industrial 1. Now they're selling 2.15 acres along Main Street to a builder for residential use. On November 4th, we approved changing just this section from I1 to R1 and split it into 7 parcels. By changing this one section into residential, any issues that residents along Main Street had concerned about industrial buildings on this property will be resolved. They won't have that issue. All 7 lots are large enough to support homes over 1,250 square feet and have legal setbacks and landscaping. There will be attractive new homes to adding to the city of Braidwood tax base. There was one other issue that came up, so on December 2nd, we met again to change just parcel number 7, which is on the far right of your diagram, from residential 1 to RMF, a multiple family dwelling, in order for the new owner to build a duplex on that parcel only. It is large enough to handle a duplex. And there are many other duplexes in the city. Common Estate has quite a few. There's Jordan Avenue off of English. There's nothing but duplexes, so there's no problem with that. The Planning and Zoning Board approved making the 7 lots and changing that 1 parcel. We recommend to the city council to approve the map amendment of the Javera Commons for 6 lots for single-family homes and 1 lot for the duplex. That's all I have on that one. There also will be, behind that line of homes, there'll be a 42-foot buffer of landscaping and grass. So if any industrial buildings ever come up there, there'll be a buffer behind there, and any people that buy these homes will know that there's industrial property possibly somewhere in the future behind them. So there should be no problem.
I'll make the motion to approve ordinance 24-52, making these changes.
I'll second it.
Commissioner Erling,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
motion carries.
The second issue we have is PIN number 0224083000250000, commonly known as 174 North Walker. Planning and Zoning Commission met on December 2nd to subdivide this property into 2 lots at the request of Insure Construction. The owner requested a map amendment for this piece of property. It's a large lot, approximately 3/4 of an acre, 204 feet by 297, which is large enough to be broken into 2 residential lots. The lots will be able to meet Braidwood's minimum square foot homes with room for proper setbacks and landscaping. There'll be 2 new homes built there to conform with the city of Braidwood's latest building codes. The commission approved this map amendment. We would also request the city council to approve the subdivision and plat of subdivision for 174 North Walker.
I'll make the motion to approve the subdivision and plat of subdivision for 174 North Walker.
Second.
Commissioner Erling,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
motion carries.
That's all I have. The next planning and zoning meeting could be announced.
Okay.
Thanks, George.
Thank you.
All right. We'll go ahead with any old business. Any new business?
Yes, Mayor. I asked Sarah to look back at city council members going back about 25 years. And the reason I did is because some people have been comparing Braidwood to Diamond, and the mayor in Diamond does a wonderful job there. But she's also in her 4th term as mayor. And there are 2 city councilmen people over there that have just as much or more time than she does. One, I'm sure, I'm not sure of the second one, how long. There are 2 council members, commissioners. And so I just thought I'd look at the past 25 years here in Braidwood. We've had 9 mayors, 9 finance commissioners, because that's the stepping stone for taking over for a mayor. And we have had a mayor for various reasons. We've had mayors resign, not run again. These are 9 different people in the past 25 years. We had 1 mayor pass away years ago, just shortly after he was elected. 9 finance people, 10 clerks. This is in 25 years. 4 streets commissioners, 7 safety commissioners, and 5 different people, commissioner of buildings. So it might be our form of government, I don't know. It is tough to find people to run, we've found. People are running, we have a special election coming up in April. But I just want people to know, to get things done from what I've found in the last year and a half I've been here, you develop relationships with local officials, local politicians, and that takes time. It takes time. We went to the IML, Illinois Municipal League Conference, a few times. You build relationships there. And I'm not a big fan of people being in government for 40 and 50 years. But you know what? A couple terms would be nice. And Mayor Hart was voted in a little more than a year and a half ago with a resounding win for finance. Now, she took over as mayor, and I just, the people of Braidwood have a decision in April. Are we gonna keep this revolving door going, or keep people that are devoted and, in my opinion, are doing a good job for the city? And I'll mention a couple more times, you know, coming up, but a little stability helps. We've had 4 years before this term with Mayor Jones, and quite a few things were done. And that was one of the first city councils that completely changed over, just about. The old guard was gone. Mr. Wheating, Mayor Hart, and I ran a year and a half ago, letting people know that we are here to responsibly grow Braidwood. And it's happening with the help of people like Sarah, his attorneys, and Sean, and especially Mr. Altieri. And I would like for the group to be here till 2027. I don't always get what I want.
Well, and that being said, Dale, I know we had conversation about, but what we've seen, the success of other neighboring cities is you get administration in here and then you get appointments and a short-term representation from that person, and a new person comes in. What happens is everything that the existing people have worked on, all the arrangements and possibilities that are going to happen, goes away, and everybody starts new. And that seems to be the trend in Braidwood for decades. And we'd like to continue this positive growth and everything good that's been going on in Braidwood, but that takes time, like Dale said, the relationships, the ongoing things. You can't physically get a lot of things done in a short term, and by the time you're there, somebody else takes that office and they start all over again. I believe that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, and when you learn a new job, and this is a new job, a gentleman came up here a few months ago, public comment, and asked how many years have we been here. Well, the only person that has years up here is Warren Wheating. He's got over 2 years. Everyone else has less than 2 years. So you learn a new job, and who do you go to? You go to people that have been here longer. Warren, Mr. Altieri has been here for a while, so we go for advice. We don't always take the advice, but if it's sound advice, you know, we consider it. So I remember starting every job that I had. It took a while to get comfortable. A friend of mine is on the school board. He said he didn't feel comfortable till his second term at the school board. He's been there for probably 20 years now. So I'm just looking at some facts of who has been in city council, and I commend all these people for volunteering and running for office. But to get a term in, most of these numbers don't even reflect a whole term for some of these commissioners and mayors. Less than 3 years, some of them, for whatever reason, resign, death. So that's one thing to consider coming up in April. And that's all I had, Mayor.
Town hall.
Pardon me?
You want to mention town hall?
Yes, we're having 3 town hall meetings scheduled. I know January, February, and March. February and March are or the 11th. And it's January, is it 13th? 14th, but it's the first meeting in January. And hopefully we'll have some guests here, some state politicians. We're looking for local business people to come in and field some of your questions. So we're looking forward to three more town halls starting in January.
And of course, these town halls are open forum for any residents to come and talk and ask their questions. So please take advantage of it if you're interested. If you want to get involved with understanding what's going on in your government, then come to the town halls and talk and ask the open questions. Thank you.
That's all I had, Mayor.
I would like to just take a minute and say, wish you a very Merry Christmas, and we will be here before the new year, but have a Merry Christmas. And I would like to just take a personal moment, if you'll indulge me. I think most of you are aware that I'm going through some chemotherapy, and I just wanted to say how super everybody has been about it and how supportive they have been. It's not easy, and I have had a particularly easy time of it, and I appreciate Tony and Sarah and Dale and Ron and Warren and Kim being there for me. I don't think I would have even attempted to do this if I hadn't had this group here. So that's my own personal moment. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. With that,
Yes.
I will take a motion. I will take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second that.
Make the announcement of the next meeting.
The next meeting is the 26th of December.
Yeah, Thursday.
Yeah.
Ron, did you have the second on that, I'm sorry?
Did you second that?
Yes.
Commissioner Early,
Yes.
Commissioner Weeding,
Yes.
Commissioner Walsh,
Yes.
Commissioner Wozak,
Yes.
Mayor Hart,
Yes.
we have adjourned.
Thank you all for coming. Happy holidays.